Hello and welcome everyone, it's me LinkingX2 back again with more LCK content. Now with the summer split finally having started, we see SKT, T1 versus Downwind Gear finally with these rosters for the first time I think in quite a while. If you remember, in spring we saw rookie T1 rosters facing off Downwind Gear quite a lot, and there were other mishaps with Elim in the jungle for example. But now after MSI we get it. Finally, Downwind Gear in full strength with the new and strong T1 roster. So, we see the bans have already started. Gwen, obviously very powerful ban, has to leave the field. The strange thing is that is being banned on the blue side. Obviously, OP picks, you want to pick them up for yourself. Maybe this is because they don't want to play around Khan, probably. Ezreal, banning against Teddy, had an immaculate performance. His solo queue account even is named after him. I think Mystic Shot or something. So yeah, also great performance here in the bot lane. And Ghost and Barrel, they were a bit of a weak side from Downwind Gear at MSI. So yeah, banning something for that is fine. Then Lee Sin also, yeah, he's not as powerful anymore, but we see him in the jungle now a lot. At least a lot more. So yeah, banning that away from Cuz is decent, not too amazing I think. Then the Renekton and then the Tahm Kench. I'm not sure if this is a penalty ban or something, I have not heard anything. But the Tahm Kench against Beryl and Ghost, taking away a bit of their safety, underlining the fact that T1 wants to attack this, which is a worry Downwind Gear had with the Ezreal ban. And the Renekton, still a pick that is being feared by most. We see the Lucian here first pick, obviously a flex picks for top lane and the mid lane in most cases. But in the end, I'm not a huge fan of this, because yeah, Lucian, he's strong, but he's not invincible. And even though you can't really counterpick the matchup because you don't know where he's going, you can counterpick him thematically. Then we see Kalista Rumble here. Kalista, a pick that we haven't seen too much, but has been popping off in solo queue from time to time over the last few weeks. So this will be a great pick for Teddy to further go with the strategy of attacking Downwind Gear's bot lane. Yes, T1 doesn't really need to fear Downwind Gear in top lane, jungle and mid lane positions. I mean, these players are all amazing, but obviously Downwind Gear's weak side is bot lane, so attacking them makes the most of sense. Then we see Senna set for Ghost Barrel, getting them a huge load of comfort, probably one of their most comfortable champions. Maybe for Barrel the Alistar is a bit more comfort, but still these two champions also synergize well better together than the Alistar would with the Senna. So yeah, that's that. Then here Rumble and Gnar. So continuing with more team fighting, but also more mid-game. So Senna said, yeah, they're decent in mid-game, but they're really looking to pop off in like, yeah, end of the mid-game and then starting of the late game, right, where Senna really got to stack up a lot of souls. But Rumble and Gnar, they're notorious for the first item power spikes, level 6 power spikes, fighting around like second Drake usually. So yeah, T1 here with Kalista also in tow with her ultimate, amplifying further team fights and skirmishes, especially around these early objectives. So T1 here looking to overroll them a bit more. As Senna said, won't provide too much, right? It has gotten a bit better over since the release, but still, yeah. And Lucian obviously for Downwind Gear, that's a tool for the early and mid game stages. In the bans here, T1 banning out a few junglers here that would match up against the Rumble. Morgana notoriously having left the pockets of many junglers after the nerfs. On the other side here for Downwind Gear, banning the Azir. Yeah, it's Faker's most played champion, but Azir is not really a champion that is super popular and super good in the meta at the moment. And the Leona here would be good with the Kalista. And for carrier, okay, what kind carrier play? I mean, he's super great, but yeah, that would be a bit locked on against the double AD carries or double marksmen here. So taking that away is not too bad. You see the Gragas flex pick here for and either the jungle position, right? Rumble can go top and mid and whatever. So yeah, there are still a few flexes here. And Kaz is most famously known for his Gragas. So yeah, that's that. But it can also be a support pick here, obviously, with the Kalista. That's a good combination. And his cask can be quite hard against Senna. Diana and Jace. So continuing with a few flexes, right? Jace and Lucian can go either top or mid. But Diana, even though you could play her in mid or top, you can play these others in the jungle. So this is Diana jungle, something that Kaz has played the day before. So let's pause here because, yeah, we don't want to see too much change. Then we see the last pick Akali. Last pick Akali against the relatively squishy and CC less team of Damwon, right? They have Set, they have Diana, what is it? Her ultimate now? Yeah. Jace Hammer. Like, that's not even close. So Akali really had a great field here to attack. Yes, there's a lot of damage, so playing her is not that easy, right? You get clipped by anything of that and you lose 90% of your HP. But with all these other threats here, with Kalista, Rumble, and even Anar running around, and Gragas cast creating a lot of chaos, there's a good potential chance here for Faker's Akali to pop off and devastate the squishier team of Damwon. Because yes, there's no CC, but they're also not really tanky as well. So yeah, a lot of benefits here for the Akali pick. And Akali has seen a bit of a rise in popularity, not only in solo queue, but also in pro play. Not really sure. I mean, her item didn't really get buffed. Probably it is a power vacuum that she's filling at the moment. And with AP junglers moving a bit away from the jungle position, right? Rumble wasn't really all that popular at MSI, so he's not really all that popular at the moment, for most teams at least. And yeah, Morgana being gone, so like we see Udira more in the jungle. AP junglers like AP mid laners or top laners like the Akali then can come in a bit more, even especially her as an assassin is a bit gated by AP teammates. So overall, let's talk about here the matchups. Let's see. Let's pause here because we don't want to get copyright striked. So in the top lane, as we expected, Jace versus Gnar. Obviously, famously a good matchup for the Jace. He has the blue side advantage, which could also be a bit problematic here for him, because Diana is a jungler that really likes to farm the bot side camps, and yeah, the Rumble obviously likes to farm these camps here. So his jungler won't be on his side. Now you might think, okay, but that's good. He has the blue side advantage from the terrain. Yes, but no, because obviously there's the issue with Gnar slowing and the Rumble slowing as well. They don't really have like one CC spell. That's one disadvantage of these champions, but they have multiple slows. So yeah, they can continue to slow the Jace, and then he can be chased down. So he has to be very worried of his positioning in lane. And the way Jace usually operates lanes is by pushing and pressuring, right? That's what he does. So he will be forced to push up, and with his jungler probably being down on bot side, right? Where also Ghost and Barrel probably need some assistance against the hard pressure lane here of Teddy and Karim. Khan will be quite vulnerable in the top lane. So yeah, maybe that's a point where Damwon can attack. Other than that, if there's no jungle attention, Jace versus Gnar, that's quite the favorable matchup for the Jace. Khan will also be more favorable in here because yeah, his Jace is like his trademark pick, or like one of his trademark picks. So we can assume that he knows how to play this like very old and famous matchup. In the jungle position, both do clear quite fast. Rumble does obviously clear faster. And the gank setup from a Rumble with his slows is a bit more powerful than the Diana pre-6. Obviously the burst of Diana is stronger. And we have to say T1's lanes are also not that tanky. Akali and Mininar are also quite the targets. In the mid lane, mentioning the Akali already, Akali versus Lucian, that's obviously a skill matchup right after level 6. If one were able to snowball quite heavily, he can just kill the other one, right? I have to say pre-6, it is more in Lucian's favor, obviously. And afterwards, if we look at the players, Faker won't get steamrolled by Lucian in the early levels, so he will probably be fine. And then after 6, he will have the kill pressure on Lucian, depending on the farm gap. But to be honest, I don't think we will see a huge gap there. So Akali will have the pressure for most of the time. She can't really contest the wave all too much, unless she has some jungle pressure or vision pressure. So it won't be a complete wash after 6, but it will be an interesting matchup where we can see the different player skills and also a bit of the team support towards either side. In the bot lane, I already mentioned Teddy and Carrier, not only on the player level but also on the champion level, obviously have huge advantage in terms of pressure, simply because of the earlier power. Kalista obviously very famous for that, and Gragas is also one of the champions that can help with early pressure quite a lot. Not only is his base damage high, his base tankiness also very good, body slam a very strong ability. He can also with his Q thin out the waves and create more shove potential. So yeah, that's overall a very strong bot lane. Obviously the level 6 combination is also way stronger than the level 6 of Ghost and Barrel here. But overall, one should not underestimate set support too much, even with Ignite here. That can be quite tricky if Carrier is stepping up a bit too much. That can be something they could worry about, but I think the gap in AD carry is not in player skill, right? We don't want to flame, but in terms of champions, it's obviously way too huge. So, draft advantage, I would give it to T1. I think they have the earlier power, the better team fighting. Down 1 Chaos comp, not really too aligned, so they have long range Jace, long range Senna for late game, and then they have an Diana who's an assassin or AP bruiserish, a short range Lucian, and then a set that also goes in. So they have a few people that are way here, and then others that are going in, tearing the team apart, which obviously helps to create space for the Akali. They have at least some dive threat, right, for Teddy. But as I mentioned with the Akali, there are multiple threats in the entire team, and that will probably also be an AP Gragas, so who knows, maybe Carrier gets a few kills, and then also the AP Gragas is a threat here. So yeah, obviously I think T1 has the better comp here, and yeah, let's hope they win. Thank you for watching here the draft review of game number 1. Probably will do a draft review for game number 2, so stay tuned for that. Yeah, till then, wish you all a great day.